You know, I used to think Superman was the most boring superhero ever invented. A guy who can do anything, never loses, and just stands for truth, justice, and the American way. Which always sounded to me like a slogan you read off a cereal box. There's nothing to grab onto, no edge, no crack. I would watch his shows, I would read a couple comics here and there, catch the movies, and I'd just sit there going, alright, whatever, so what? And then I read 4 comics. And I have to tell you what they did to me because I came out the other side completely different about this character. So the first comic is Superman for All Seasons by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. And I want to be honest with you here because if I lie to you now, you're not going to trust me for the rest of this. It was good. It wasn't great, not yet, but something started to bubble inside me, right? It's a small story on purpose. Clark's a teenager, and he's terrified of his own body. His powers are showing up that nobody, including him, knows what to do with. The smartest thing that the book does is it never really gets inside his head because there's a line in it that says he'll figure it out for himself. And the book shows you that. Every chapter is narrated by somebody else. His dad, Lois, Lex, Lana. You're never with him. You're always one of the people on the outside looking in. And then Lex poisons the whole city, releases a virus, helps cure it, and uses the whole thing to stand over Superman after and whisper that he wasn't good enough, that he can't save everybody. And it rattles Clark so home he goes back to Smallville to figure out, should he even be doing this at all? The book tells you that Lex's goal is revenge, but the way I read it, Lex already knows the guy's strong. He's not testing that. He's testing whether people should trust him, whether Superman holds up that facade when the cameras and the people are gone. Now, that was like the seed that started to bubble. And then I read Birthright. Mark Waid writing and Lenio Francisco is on art. But this is the one where it started to click for me, where I went okay, there's something here buried in this character. And 2 things did it. Okay, first, before Clark ever puts on the suit, he's a reporter. He's not a hero just yet. He's a journalist freelancing in a war zone in West Africa. He's just trying to get people to see each other clearly. And I'm sitting here going, of course, that's his day job. The guy whose deal is helping people believe true things picks up the one profession that's supposed to do exactly that. And the second one, this is what rewired my brain. It's what Lex does. Lex can't beat Superman with muscle, right? So he doesn't even try. He fakes a Kryptonian invasion and he stages a fake alien attack on the city. Specifically so the public looks at Superman, the only other alien they knew about, and stops trusting him. Lex turns the people against the guy who's been saving them the whole time. And I'm reading this thing from 2003 and my stomach just drops because I feel like that's now. That's the entire internet. People manufacture fake threats and point it at the thing people don't understand, and then they let the distrust and bias do the rest. And that's where I said it out loud for the first time. It started to make sense to me. Superman's real subject was never his strength. It's not even hope. I know the official answer is hope. I mean, S means hope. The book says it, the movies say it, but I think what is really the foundation of Superman, this is what made me really fascinated with him, is its trust. It's whether a public that's been trained to be so cynical about everything can bring itself to trust the guy who actually means it. Because you can't hope in a protector you don't trust first. Now, at this point, I'm hooked, and I read Kingdom Come. All right, I don't know why I was so dramatic there, but it's Waid again, and it's painted by Alex Ross, and God, it's so gorgeous. Every panel looks like a religious painting. Now, this one jumps forward. He walked away years ago and just let the world run itself. And the world went and produced a whole new generation of heroes who, basically just are powered people punching each other for fun. There are no lines they won't cross. And it got bad because he left. The whole book is Wonder Man dragging him back and having him face the thing that he's been running from this whole time, which is that when you choose to be the one everyone looks at, leaving isn't some neutral thing. Walking away itself is a choice, and it hurts people. Now, his power was never the responsibility he carried, it was the trust he brought. People organized their whole sense of hope around this guy, and he set it down and lit it on fire and went to Kansas. There's a little quiet moment where he tells Batman he still trusts him, after everything. And Bruce, this man who trusts nobody on Earth, is just leveled by it. Because being trusted by Superman actually means something, because that's the currency of the guy. Not punching, it's the trust. Okay, now I'm all in and I got 1 book left. And then I just kind of want to sum up my points and point you at some things. But the last book, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow by Alan Moore, writing, The Goat, and Kurt Swan drawing. Now this one was written to be the actual last Superman story. before they rebooted the whole thing, as they do. But I want to describe what reading this did to me, because it's the same thing the best stories always do. You don't see it coming, and then it's just sitting on your chest, weighing down on you. It's good. So Moore takes everything away from Superman one piece at a time. First, the secret identity is gone. Everybody now knows Clark is Superman, and then his villains stop joking around and actually start killing people. They go straight after everyone he loves. Not the city, not the strangers, just the people, because they finally figured out his only real weakness. It wasn't kryptonite. It was the short little list of people he would die for. So he takes his friends that he has left and he barricades them inside the Fortress of Solitude. He loses Lana Lane. And he ends up doing the one thing he swore on his life that he would never do. He kills somebody. He breaks his oath. He's so disgusted with himself that he walks straight into a chamber of gold kryptonite and strips himself of his powers forever and walks out into the Arctic. And the part that tore me up is he's sitting in the fortress at the end of the world before he does all the stuff. Everyone he loves is either dead or crammed into a room, and you start counting the people, and the most beloved man on the planet, in the entire planet, everyone loves Superman. He only had like 4 friends because he carried his secret his whole life so the world would trust him. And it's the exact thing that kept anybody from getting close to him. That's what I put it down there, because I came into this thinking this guy was just a boring, radiant sun, yellow absorbing guy who punched things. But I walked out of that last page absolutely gutted. Superman is the loneliest man in fiction. Even his Batcave is the Fortress of Solitude. And that's when it all connected. These 4 books were never separate stories. They were 4 arguments for the exact same thing: trust. If you look at the pattern, for all seasons, Luthor poisons a city to make people doubt him. Birthright, Luthor fakes an invasion to make people fear him. Kingdom Come, the whole world falls apart because he abandons the trust people put in him. Whatever happened, he dies the most trusted man alive and the most alone, because the secret that earned him the world's trust cost him every bit of intimacy he's ever had. And I think it's the thing every other Superman video misses. Everybody just tells you the S means hope, and it does. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying hope is the top floor, and trust is the foundation, which nobody talks about, because you cannot hope in a protector you do not trust. Hope is what you get to feel once trust is already there. So I came in thinking he was the most boring character ever. Too strong, too perfect, nothing to hold on to. And I came out on the other side that his actual subject, his meaning, is the rarest thing we have right now. Because if you think about the world we're already living in, you don't fully trust the news. You're not sure which leaders are lying to you. You assume half the things in the feed are fake or specifically made to manipulate you, and you're probably right. I just feel in the world right now that there's this feeling of like a hum. I'm not really sure anyone's telling me the truth. It's just kind of the air we breathe right now. And that's why I love Superman now, because we live in a world that's kind of forgotten how to believe in anyone. And I think it might be right now the most radical thing a story can offer. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you're just a hope for life guy. Maybe you think I'm just out here overcomplicating a guy in a cape. You can tell me that in the comments. I'll read it. I have nothing else better to do. I'll reply to it.